What's up, esports fans? We are here with the RockinEsports $700 League of Legends tournament. I don't know why that button was pressed, but it should have been that one. We are getting ready for the semifinal game, which is going to be You Think I'm Playing versus LoL 101. Both teams have successfully cleared their quarterfinals. I'm the FourCourtJester. With me today, Rapid, once again, all day, almost every day. Well, actually,
Yeah,
like no
well,
days, but
hopefully every day. I mean, if I could cast this tournament every single day, well, I mean, it'd be cool, but hopefully it would be just as awesome as every game has been so far. I mean, we've seen a few one-sided games, but we've definitely seen our fair share of awesome US League of Legends action, and we're actually getting down to it. This is the semifinals, like you said, already between, well, it looks like LoL 101 and You Think I'm Playing, so. I don't know, man. This got some really great teams here in the semifinals. I think I don't know. I'm definitely gonna have to side a little bit with my boy Baron Panda on You Think I'm Playing just because I don't know. I've been following for a while. So, but I mean, LoL 101 just completely dominating performance versus RockinEsports' very own League of Legends team. So they definitely have what it takes to pull it out, and I think that's it's gonna be really great games here coming up.
we can hope. I mean, we just saw You Think I'm Playing with a very convincing win. We saw LoL 101 earlier doing again a very convincing win. So hopefully we can see something of a bit more of an even game. Very excited to see these guys going. So casters are ready. Good luck, have fun. And yeah, semifinals. RockinEsports first League of Legends tournament, but probably not the last. $700 of gear, all provided by their sponsor ProLimaTech, and good guys ProLimaTech bringing some swag here to these tournaments. And again, probably going to see more from RockinEsports in the future from at least the organization, if not the team. Team now has actually been kicked out of the tournament because they lost, but that's okay because you learn from these. You take that experience and you rise to the top with it.
Absolutely. So yeah, make sure you guys go out to ProLimaTech at www.prolimatech.com and also tweet at them on Twitter at ProLimaTech. Let them know how much you love them and their support of not only esports but also League of Legends because we love seeing people support this and just thank them for giving us $700 to work with, 500 to first place of awesome prizes that these teams are actually fighting for. So actually gonna have a little bit of a delay as apparently Krypton is weak against toilets as he needs to go check one of those out really fast. So 30 seconds and we're going to be underway. I mean, you guys have actually seen both of these teams play already. We just got done seeing an awesome job between You Think I'm Playing, excuse me, and Liquid Courage. So we just came off of that one, and then we just saw LoL 101 beat RockinEsports. So now they are here in the semifinals, and Krypton's actually back. Apparently, he was pretty strong against the toilet after all. And apparently, because Krypton was gone, now somebody else was gone. So yeah, ignore him. All right, so it looks like we are ready to go. Well, I'm ready to go. You're ready to go. I'm sure the stream's ready to go. Let's get this underway.
It's just like what DigiWombat would say. Oh, there was a souffle in the oven, the timer went off, and we just had to leave the keyboard to go get it. Otherwise, the souffle would be ruined.
Dude, if I had a souffle in the oven, I'd be out of here, bro.
Yeah, good guy Wombat. Such a strong solo caster, that one.
Ah, he's strong at a lot of things.
Strong voice, that's definitely for sure. Definitely a good radio. But
Mhm.
Wombat, he does good work. Done a little bit of work with him as well. You can find him on Twitter. It's always a chuckle to talk to. He has very interesting viewpoints. But who else you can find on Twitter? Rockin' Esports. That's right. You guys can hit them up because we're going to be doing more tournaments. RockinEsports.net. They have their own site, multiple teams across multiple games, and they are being funded, at least this tournament, by ProLimaTech. They got some partnerships with Owned, I believe. Is it Owned? And Machinima, 504 Hosting, and I thought it was Owned, but I don't see it here actually anymore, so maybe not. But yeah, Synergy as well. I don't even know what Synergy is. What is Synergy?
Synergy, I believe. Uh, wait, what is? I have no idea actually. I believe they actually make some sort of like energy supplements for gamers. I think there's another company I always get them confused with, but I think they're like gamer energy supplements. No idea.
Apparently somebody in chat is actually baking bread as we talk about souffle. So.
And now they're just making me hungry. Curse you, Twitch chat.
My wife actually brought me a bowl of noodles between games, so I love my wife. Yeah.
Well, nobody brought me anything, so nah. Except for you. You brought me wonderful games to cast this afternoon. So, shout out to FourCourtJester for being absolutely amazing. And while you can find ProLimaTech on Twitter at ProLimaTech and RockinEsports on Twitter at RockinEsports, you can also find FourCourtJester on Twitter at FourCourtJester and myself on Twitter at RapidTransit 24/7. So go check everybody out and say yay esports.
Now I get it. 24/7. I was like,
yeah.
I always wondered why you picked 247. I was like, what? Oh, what's up with that?
Dude,
number?
it's all day, every day.
Yeah, I get it now.
I'll tell a story about that later on, but we are actually into picks and bans with semifinals of RockinEsports 5vs5 EU West League of Legends tournaments. And already we see Rengar and Malphite banned out here by YouThinkImPlayin. So definitely agree with those bans. I hate Rengar so much. He wins everything all the time, forever and always. Sucks.
I don't know. When Rengar came out, we had that very famous YouTube video of guaranteed first blood. Just get to the 5 ferocity, jump on your guy from the bush, and win the game. But since then, he has been toned down significantly. But still, he seems to be somewhat of a controversial. Either people do really, really good with him, or they do really, really bad with him. There doesn't seem to be really a middle ground there.
Well, I think that as people learn how to play him, I mean, he just gets better and better. And even now, with the recent buffs to him, people are just like shaking their hands in the air. They're like, he was so good. Why did you then buff him to make him super ridiculously mega good?
Yeah.
And a few other superlative words in there, too. He's just ridiculous.
Don't worry, they nerfed Aurelia, so it's all good. Rengar, Malphite, Jace, total of the bans here from YouThinkImPlayin. Malphite, Jace, fairly typical bans. Again, Jace with that Mercury Hammer came onto the scene with a big impact, and now you can see him pretty much, he's like the new Alistar, really. It's like, people don't want to deal with this guy anymore. They'd rather deal with Alistar.
It's like Alistar, Nidalee. Oh, wow, they actually didn't ban Alistar. What?
I just noticed that.
Wow, so LoL 101, we'll see if they've been paying attention in school. They're going to pick up Sona, loving the Sona Graves combo. If they go with Graves, I'm not going to be too upset with that, but freaking Alistar is available. Oh my goodness. They're going to go Sona Graves, they're just going to pick that up, and now YouThinkImPlayin, man. If they're playing, they give this up. If they're not, man, you have to go with this Alistar pickup. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that's still available.
I don't know. Oh, at the same time, I should probably block some of their spells. There we go.
You're gonna reveal the Jungle Ezreal.
Jungle Ezreal, no, the secret is out. Better pick out Alistar, yeah. But no, Alistar as a jungle really seems to be the key role for him these days, at least in the higher games, because the ganking potential from an Alistar with the headbutt pulverize, it's just a lot to deal with if you can get the right positioning. Now, we do have the Sona Graves now picked up for LoL 101, so if they do get the chance, it would be a jungle Alistar, but I don't think YouThinkImPlayin is thinking about playing Alistar. Then again.
But I don't think they're playing. Oh, yes, they are. Oh, what?
They're listening and trolling.
What?
Yeah, no Alistar coming out.
How can they just not? Okay, well, apparently Taric, you heard it here first, Taric better support than Alistar. So.
Well, Alistar Ezreal, that just seems like an awkward lane. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, you could even just put him in the jungle. And I mean, sure, they could put Lee Sin in the jungle, or also Alistar, still available. Possible jungler, you know.
As soon as he becomes available, it's just like, that's all we focus on.
Okay, fine. Okay, moving on to the rest of League of Legends that isn't Alistar. Great other champions that aren't as good as he is, but are. I'm just such a massive Alistar fanboy.
Yep,
I mean, he walks behind your turret, pushes you out into the lane, and kills you, and then walks away, and he laughs at you, and you're like, you know what? I can't do anything about that. So if you can find another champion that does that, get back with me. But it does look like in the absence of Alistar, we will have Yorick and Maokai picked up. Well, no guarantees on Maokai, but Yorick and Maokai picked up here for LoL 101. So they're actually going to go for a similar combo. We've actually seen a really similar team composition from this earlier on in the tournament. I'm not sure if it was LoL 101, but we've seen the Taric Graves Maokai combo before. And now there it looks like, okay, finally, all is right with the world. Alistar picked up. Why you think I'm playing?
Well, I mean, it's a real terror to deal with, but it's not undefeatable. It just makes the game kind of really hard. That's why you see him banned a lot in solo queue, because there's no nearly as much cohesion within your team than it would be within something more like an organized fives, like we see here. But Morgana picked up for You Think I'm Playing, very likely going to be that mid Alistar. Could be the pickup here, but that would leave us with a choice: Alistar top, Alistar jungle. Both can do definitely very well. Of course, more leaning towards the Alistar in the jungle. We saw a laning Lee Sin earlier, high mobility, able to get in and out of ganks, and able to really land a few kills as well. And I try to remember who was playing that top lane Lee Sin. But no, it's not going to be an Alistar. It's probably going to be that Renekton, which means very likely looking at the jungle Lee Sin.
I am disappointed.
Poor Rapid.
I am disappointed. Although it does look like we could have an Evelynn. Although with the number of trolls in this game, I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, they're still looking for that AP mid pickup, and I dislike Evelynn mid. I mean, I'm sure everybody who's watching has seen at least one Evelynn middle and has been extremely disappointed with how effective that is. So, I mean, she's here and definitely possible, but I mean, you're going up against Morgana, so you have a couple of choices versus Morgana. She's pretty good at pushing, and she's pretty good at killing stuff, so can Evelynn outdo that? I think she can outdo the pushing, and then you're either going to be focusing on killing Morgana or roaming off of Morgana. And I think that one thing Evelynn does so well is roam.
Oh man, I saw the Evelynn pick. Is like, nah, they're just trolling us. And then I realized that Maldoror is on that team.
It's Maldoror.
And I was like, oh my god, my head. Okay, yeah. So as you said, can Morgana deal with this very infamous Evelynn player?
Yeah, I mean, Maldoror, you got to look at his stats. Actually, I want to go look at his ranked stats. Let me check out this Evelynn here. He has not that many games with Evelynn, but the ones that he does have, he dominates with. So he has a 75% win ratio with 12 games played.
75% out of 12, so he's won 8 out of 4. Or 9 out of 4. Yeah.
Well, 9 out of 12.
Okay, fractions and me are not doing so well today.
It's okay, it's okay. I got this degree for a reason. I can do basic fractions. Yes.
I got my degree and I lost it. I don't know where it went.
Oh, well.
So,
I wouldn't
employers never ask anyway, so it's all cool.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. All right, so we got Evelynn versus Morgana mid, and this is Maldoror's relatively signature champion, a champion that's been seeing a lot more popularization, a lot more play here in the mid lane, not only on EU West, but especially here, and then also on our own North American servers. So I'll be really interested to see exactly how this works out, especially since it is Maldoror's famed Evelynn here mid lane, and going up against Cause Q. I used to say Kozo, and then I realized it's the Q.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to say that?
Took me a while to figure out what you were talking about.
And okay, and try to pronounce Tarek's name too. All right, these names are not quite as obvious. See what I did there? I made a stupid joke. Everybody should laugh at that because it was really dumb. But or you can laugh at me because I mean it's pretty much the same thing. But,
so I'm looking at Maldoror, right? And he's using the rune set called AP Top.
Huh. Well, I mean, you got to look at that. What's he running? He's got armor.
Yep.
Not sure about that. He's got AP, magic resist, and magic penetration. All right, that's all good. But the armor's a little questionable.
He's rocking 21-9 in terms of masteries. So while I don't think we'll see him top, I just find it interesting. He has a rune page called AP Top.
Well, I mean, if you look at him, if he does go top, which would probably be the worst move ever, because you're going to get ganked by Lee Sin, who crushes Evelynn's, well, something or other that's probably really painful to have crushed. But he would be going up against a Renekton, who I don't feel like just a set of armor runes is going to be enough against. So probably we'll just see him mid and then the Yorick up top lane. However, really key nerfs to Yorick that pretty much, I don't know, man. I hate Yorick now because, I mean, the 50 move speed off of his ghoul is just like they're useless now. It's like, oh, you get the initial damage, but A, the initial damage costs way more mana now, and B, you don't get any auto attacks afterwards, and that just kills his sustain unless you are hoping to get that off on minions, because champions are just going to run away.
Indeed. 50 movement speed is nothing that you can really laugh at. It is a huge chunk right there. But I took a quick look at Doris, and I do believe it was Doris top last time we did see her. So it will very likely be that Yorick. Yorick also rocking armor, some flat magic resist, as well as a little bit of damage. He is taking the tanking masteries as well, so very, very likely Maudor mid. And yeah, that will put us with Renekton top. Renekton versus Yorick, as he said, with that nerf could hurt his chances a little bit, but it will be Ezreal Taric against the Grave Sona. But again, we saw a lot of harass with the Grave Sona lane that really stopped a lot of fights before they began. So if we can keep up that same kind of pressure from LoL 101 on You Think I'm Playing, then we're going to see a very interesting game dynamic. Very, very interested to see what Evelyn will do. But game is starting, guys, which means semifinals about to go down. RockinEsports, and that also means that we will see you when the game starts. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have the skin war in progress. Renekton dropping the ball. How dare he? But actually, I'd weep a little bit more here for LoL 101. 2 skins total.
Wow, yeah, they're kind of definitely dropping the ball in that department. And I'm really disappointed because, like, Rune Wars Renekton is one of my favorite skins, and I really would love to see that here on Renekton himself. Unfortunately, looks like that's not really going to be the case. My screen is actually totally black, so I'm waiting for it to finish loading up for me. So I'll let you handle the brief intros. And there we go, in the game.
In the game, indeed. Semifinals about to go down here, guys. RockinEsports, your red team, going to be LoL 101, taking these teams to school and just teaching them how to lose. That is exactly their motto. But at the same time, You Think I'm Playing, you know, we really don't know what they're thinking. Are they playing? Are they serious? They really did bring the pain in their last matchup. So we're going to have a very interesting and dynamic game on our hands. You can see Team Blue in the bottom corner, now going more towards the top, almost as a Gago of 5, but we're a bit more spread out for LoL 101.
Yeah, I think that LoL 101 is going to be a little bit more defensive, but they're going to have to be extremely defensive. As the one place they're not defending, oh wait, the top try rush, and what do you know? It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody here from You Think I'm Playing, they are not playing around as they are going to go around. But look at that, there is a sapling. They do get revealed, and well, so much for being incognito up there. They're going to have to get out of dodge. I hate saying get out of dodge because it suddenly occurs to me that like nobody in Europe knows what dodge is.
Your call.
Besides a stat on Jax, but regardless of exactly how that's going to work out, Maudor is going to actually scout out Kozq there. I guess I'm just going to say Morgana because screw that name. But joined by Baron Panda, a much more lovable and amazing name to say. Looks like everything's just going to be a normal start after a little bit of shenanigans earlier on in the game. Although there was a ward dropped here already for You Think I'm Playing at the red buff. For LoL 101, so we could actually see Baron Panda go for the same route that he did earlier on and look for that early steal. Is he going to go Smileless here is the real thing to watch out for.
Yeah, I do think that will be something. Again, we see bottom lane picking up the golems, and we saw Mig last time coming up to help him with the Smiteless, and it does look like it will be the case again. Morgana helped out with the Wraiths. We do got Taric to help out here with the red, and Baron Panda will very likely do exactly as he did last round, picking up that quick enemy his quick red into the quick enemy red. Notice how he's been doing it now with manaless champions. First Shen, now Lee Sin.
And that's a really great thing to point out because that means that you are just that much stronger. And yeah, sure, he's skipping the wolves. He's going straight to his own blue buff to kind of check that out. And he's just going to wrap straight around and try to get things done here for the red buff. Now you're going to, oh my goodness, so smart from Maokai. He's going to throw the sapling behind the red buff so that if Lee Sin tries to sneak up behind and get the Q off, he's going to be revealed. But no, there's a ward there already by Baron Panda. He's just going to sit here. But no, he runs out. He's going to try to get the kill. Forcing the flash away. He didn't get the Q off in time.
Oh, what a great binding. That should be definitely first blood. Nothing to stop Baron Panda from picking that up. And yet again, another very successful counter jungling maneuver with the Q and the Sonic, and picks up that quick double. You Think I'm Playing are on another level with this strategy.
And you just look at that whiplash. I mean, Baron Panda shot out that Q and then just like bam, kicked him in the back of the head. And oh my goodness, Evelyn just like face planted. That was fairly successful, I'd say, the strategy from Baron Panda. And that is why you buy wards. That's how 75 gold gets you a double kill and all the gold in the world. Baron Panda sitting happy with double red buffs, a blue buff on there, 2 kills, and yeah. So he's fairly good at this game, or so I've heard.
He does have that blue, that's right, because Maokai started blue. This means he can give it off to Morgana.
And an early blue on Morgana versus an Evelyn that just died in lane. I don't know how much more unfair you get than that, but this is going to be absolutely merciless.
Unfair is probably the easiest word to use at this point. But, wow. 2-0, almost K.5 gold, and now blue for that Morgana. People in chat were saying, you know, with that Evelyn mid, that guy is really, really good with Evelyn mid. It's game over for Morgana, but this could be the immediate game changer right off the bat.
And I mean, I had people ask me, you know, junglers are cool and all, but why don't you just crush a lane with 2v1? And that's why. You put junglers in the game because they can turn things around, and that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, you're going to see the Q land on Maldoror. He's going to block back under turret, dodging the Dark Binding and forcing a couple of tower shots on to Baron Panda. So he's a little bit hurt, but so is Maldoror. He's definitely going to have his work cut out for him in this middle lane.
Well, again, 2-0. It's a very frightening opening, especially like less than 4 minutes into the game. Bottom lane, it occurs to me that I forgot to move these summoner things again. Brr.
Oh, man. And now already a Dark Binding landing on Maldoror as he had minion aggro, so he actually took a little bit of extra damage there at the beginning of that. He's pushed under turret. Man, Morgana, if she lands another Q, that is one dead Evelyn, because he does have Ignite available, and with that pool, actually has rank 3 on the pool, so she can clear the small raise. She's not actually going to go for that, just going to go ahead, hit up the big one, and not waste Dark Binding on that, actually, it looks like Maldoror knows what's going on. The sapling over the wall will reveal that, yes, in fact, the Wraith Camp has been taken. And Koski's just going to walk out of there a little bit, one Wraith Camp richer, to be exact.
Did not know that there's a Baron Panda in there. As Doris face checks the bush, Baron Panda able to do a little bit of damage, but nothing too huge. It will force him out of lane, however, and Baron Panda going to be heading back to town as well. Nope, Doris deciding, okay, immediate threats over. Obvious just going to be creeping up a little bit. 37 creeps to the 25, so he's gained himself a little bit of a cash advantage. But in terms of everything else, looking at the last hits across the board, You Think I'm Playing totally up, even doubling some of their counterparts in the laning phase.
Well, I think that's something that's probably the most significant stat, like beyond kills or like deaths or towers or like nexuses, is that when you look at the runes for Doris versus Obvious going with a full 15 AD, but oh my goodness, I can't even talk about that because bottom lane, Drake's getting taken down ridiculously low, lives with just 70 HP, but just so many kills happening and damagings and everything's Obvious able to take it down that Yorick. And the thing I was going to point out is that Obvious, or Yorick going for 15 AD, but Obvious running a little bit more than that. He actually has 1 yellow AD in there for 16 AD, so obviously what helped him win that trade.
Is Obvious sitting at 108 attack damage?
He is, in fact, at 108 attack damage, and that's what happens when you get 26 extra AD, plus just the regular scaling from AD. Now with a second Doran's Blade and a Vampiric Scepter for a grand total of 16% lifesteal, this guy's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Even has Dominus available as well, and Yorick just, Yorick laning phase pretty done right now, although he can still use that ghoul spam to just kind of keep himself in lane a little bit longer.
Well, if this keeps up, we're going to have ourselves one of the finalists in terms of You Think I'm Playing, but never say never. Game is only 7 minutes in. Baron Panda going for the steal on blue, and in fact, gave it to Morgana again. So that blue ward, again, you're saying 75 gold help you out immensely. Warding up and controlling their enemy buffs, it really denying LoL 101 a lot of that power.
Yeah, I just can't say enough about that it's so ridiculously effective. I mean, Malzahor just, I mean, they might have heard about this guy. Like, you know what? We're gonna pick an aggressive jungler and just pretty much just screw him up so hard that he's not gonna have jungle pressure. He's not gonna be able to roam. He's gonna have to stay mid, and that's pretty much, they're just playing his own game. Now, KOSQ missing the Q and apparently not really living up to that, but an out of mana Malzahor just cannot do anything. If at any point in time KOSQ gets within range of his ultimate, Evelyn's just dead. I mean, she can cleanse the slow on the Morgana ult, which is pretty cool, but not as cool as just getting killed, which is pretty much what KOSQ is going to do immediately after that.
Now, you notice that Baron Panda, he came up here, is looking to help out with the Evelyn kill, but he's also up here because his enemy Red should be coming up fairly soon. He just picked up his own, and they did just skill out the blue, and if you remember, we did do that gank top, so as soon as he got his, you know, his enemy Red should be coming up fairly soon, which is why he's sticking around that corner. Also, again, we were talking about Alistar as a pickup. I don't think Alistar could do the strategies that Baron Panda is doing. I do really think you need that manaless.
That's the thing about Lee Sin. He does things no one else can do, and you know what? I'm gonna have to give that one to you. As much as I would love to see Alistar and Baron Panda holding it down, there is the Yorick ult to just counteract the Dominus. He's just saying, you know what? I don't really want to fight you right now. You are so ridiculously strong. And Renekton joined here. No, they're not gonna let him leave. Doris just. That's so unfair. Like, I mean, as unfair as Alistar is, when you put 3 people against an underfarmed, underfed Yorick who's already ulted at half health underneath his turret, it's just like, how mean?
Yep, what can you do? Well, I'll tell you what LoL 101 coming down south for a 4-man counter gank on top of this bottom lane. Neither Nanook or Migska are going to be able to get out of that one. But also something to note there is that we flashed after the Twisted Advance, so again, the tree doing that extra long mileage to grab the kills. If they hadn't flashed, or if they'd flashed afterwards, might not have been a kill on top of Ezreal, but because he got that extra mileage, he was just up in there, and good game, well played. Problem is, they're going to be paying for it with this mid tower.
Well, you know what? They just said a giant screw you to the bottom lane. It's like, they're just like, oh, you're going to 3-man dive top lane. You're so cool. I can't, oh, wait, I'm just going to, like, completely destroy your bottom lane, so GG anyways. But because you picking up that Evelyn, now he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Force the flash there, so I like that flash, just saying, you know what? I got an advantage, just don't want to give anything away. And just flashing out of there, better safe than sorry. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. As soon as you get in range for that ult, that is just a completely dead Evelyn. And so Malzahor, the legendary Evelyn player, going for that DFG rush without any sort of Doran's rings or boots or anything. Just going to say, hey man, all I need is an activatable item, and I'm going to get that and run around killing everything. But bottom lane, a lot of action going on is now... well, they're actually going to turn it around with a stun on a Krypton. I don't know, man. Nanook, pretty strong. I mean, even after getting dove there by 4 people, Krypton still down there around 400 HP. So, I don't know. Nanook still has everything that he needs to be able to put on a lot of pressure in this lane. And you can see Krypton kind of respecting that, just backing off, saying, you know what, we're going to take things a little bit easy down here.
Yeah, forcing that 3-man pressure. I mean, Maokai probably wasn't planning to come down here, but as soon as we got the burst down both on top of Sona and Graves, I do believe Collateral is up, but the Crescendo is not, and that is something really that you got to keep in mind. Now, we don't have a Sona down here. We do have a lane gank coming in from Baron Panda and Krypton by himself. I mean, there's an Evelyn just off to the left and Maokai just to the north, but Krypton by himself could be a very viable target. Oh, did he?
He showed.
Did he?
And Baron Panda walked out of the bush. Yeah, he glitched out of the bush because Tarek's standing too far forward, or too far towards the top of the bush. However, he's going to dash in there, but look at that. The kick not good enough. And but now the hefty schlub, not hefty enough, will go down to one more auto attack. Can he get the auto attack off? No! He's going to be able to get out of there alive, and so much damage now. Malzahor coming in here, but just so... He's going to get out alive, too. What is all this? And then... Maokai goes back in for the shutdown, gives the kill to get a kill, and now Malzahor just sticking around, hanging on there, still has no DFG actually yet either. So KOSQ picks up Doris mid lane. I'm not sure what was going on there. Apparently he just said, hey, screw it, I'm going to defend this turret with my life. Malzahor is still sticking around, has enough to kill off Mixia, but not wanting to go for it. Is just going to go back in the bush. and call it even.
No, 1-for-1, but yeah, Morgana actually pushing in that mid, it makes it a 2-for-1, and then at the same time, Obvious was able to take the top tower, and now pushing into the tier 2 as well. It's not looking good across the board for LoL 101. You Think I'm Playing so far just exhibited very strong early game tactics, which has created this rift between the two teams. 6,000 gold at 13 minutes is not like world ending, but at the same time it's making it very hard. You see Schleff not able to deal with Obvious, Kozak able to actually get away from Evelyn. You know, these are probably plays that would work otherwise from LoL 101. It's just the difference between the two teams at this point is pretty staggering.
And Morgana is I like this build, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but Morgana going straight for the Deathfire Grasp. I mean, in the list of items that Morgana gets first, you got some Rod of Ages, you got like a Zonya's Hourglass, a Bravadon's Death. You don't have a freaking Deathfire Grasp, and you put that on Morgana to say, you know what, there's this little radius around my character. And something happens in that radius when a champion appears in it, and that is they explode. And watch what happens right now. Mouth roar. And boom goes the dynamite.
To quote Quick Shot, deleted. Yes. That was everything. That was everything Morgana had. But kill's a kill, man. Kill is a kill.
Didn't even need to use the Deathfire Grasp. Just did that for the lulz. And, well, lulz were had apparently only on You Think I'm Playing, who continue to ask this question, Matt, with only one answer. Then that is a resounding no, because they're kind of crushing through here. 9-3 as far as the kills are concerned. And, you know, Malzeror, he's doing the best he can with what he has. But what he has is not a lot. He's sitting at 3,300 gold to Morgana's 6,500.
Yeah, that's pretty stark differences. I mean, across the board again, I mean, look at the creep differences that have just emerged by themselves. 144 to 70, top lane, double. 164 to 77, that's closing in on triple. Wow, look at that flash. Kozak actually not getting to get out of that one. That Maokai Twisted Advance is a curse and a blessing. This time, however, it was a curse.
Wow, yeah, so Malzeror bringing up the shutdown, getting 366 bonus gold, makes you taking a lot of damage bottom lane, forcing Nanook to back on out of there. So as great as the mid lane is doing, the bottom lane having some problems here for You Think I'm Playing. I mean, the Grave Sona just doing it really, really well.
Top tower going down, Obvious getting even more global gold for the team with a dragon and 3 turrets in their pocket. 8,000 gold lead has now really come about to be. Kozak, however, dying, you know, puts us a little bit more in terms of money, in terms of LoL 101, but we do have that Deathfire now figured out for I don't know why I keep saying Ezreal. Evelyn now has her Deathfire, and only tier 1 boots. Probably the thing she needs to fix next.
Yeah, and fix them she will, just now picking up the Sorcerer's Shoes as if she were listening to what you were saying. Although there is that 3-minute delay, so just some clairvoyance across time and space being picked up there. Something I want to point out about the builds here for You Think I'm Playing is that, oh wow, Baron Panda kicking all the way across the wall, is that they're going for the I crush you in your face and probably a few other inappropriate areas as well, because you got a Bloodthirster built on Renekton for ridiculous amounts of damage. You have that already talked about it, Deathfire Grasp into needlessly large rod on Morgana, and then even bottom lane Ezreal is having some issues. Would have gone just straight up for that Triforce build. Evelyn's waiting here. There is the DFG to ult. Makes you with the ignite. He's gonna get taken down.
Wow.
What? Flashing in there. How do you what? I don't understand this.
That is a Taric worth his salt.
Wow. That's all I got to say. That's
I don't think
expert analysis.
I don't think he shattered. No, he didn't shatter, so he kept the aura, increasing his armor.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean that's an armor aura. You get some pure magic damage.
You're right. But I don't know. Taric is awesome. Good job, Mexico.
Dude, he is truly outrageous. That's what I took away from this.
Well played.
Yes, but also well played to You Think I'm Playing, who apparently I'm not sure. There's a pun there, but I didn't know where to go with it. But hemorrhaging turrets right and left. LoL 101 really needs to stem the tide because they're down 4-0 as far as turrets are. I'm not even going to talk about that because you know what just happened there. Probably some things I
Progress was made, my friend.
Progress. Yeah, we'll go with progress. Just look at those ghouls there from Yorick. Besides having slightly new models, they just don't move. They're just almost as slow as Yorick is, having one of the slower base movement speeds out of there. And oh wow, they're actually obviously Baron Panda backing on a ward. They're gonna. I have no analysis for this. They're just like, hey, oh, you're vulnerable. Oh, you're backing on a ward. Oh, we gotta go. Oh, wait, we're gonna explode. And that's pretty much just what happened.
I thought you disconnected for a minute.
No, I was just like, I had no words for that. I mean, what do you say? What do you say? They just blew up.
Yeah, but even then, like, if you can't kill Obvious in that kind of weakened state, then there's something wrong with the game. At 11-4, 11,000 gold difference, as you said, hemorrhaging those turrets left and right. Like, bottom lane hasn't even moved. They're going to chunk down Krypton for half health. Mig, however, not going to be getting out of that one, as we do have a very vengeful Evelyn going to be wrecking low havoc there. But still, it's pressure on every lane. So how does LoL 101 try to deal with that? They try to kill the one guy they probably can, and they failed to do it.
Well, they actually succeeded on Tarek that time, so, you know, you gotta take what you can get.
I meant Obvious, yeah.
Ha 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 ha. I knew you were gonna try with that. You just can't resist.
No, I meant, like, they tried to kill him, and that was their response. I mean, yes, they got the Tarek kill. But that's how they wanted to answer 3 lanes of pressure, by going for kills.
Now we're on the same page. All right. Yep. So speaking of on the same page, Malzeror almost on the same page with Farm, and then you look at it, you see 210 to 89.
Yeah, 91.
And you're like, huh? Those numbers are different.
Yes, they are. As I said, if this keeps up, Morgana's going to be well on her way to tripling the Evelyn at this point.
However, you know, Evelyn picking up a lot of CS top lane, pushing things in onto that top turret, and then you see this massive blue blob move in one direction, which is also the name of a particularly interesting band, but moving top lane towards that's Evelyn, but you saw Koskyu just jump in there and say, you know what, there's a Sona here, and now there's not, and now she's going to be able to run away thanks to her wonderful, wow, hefty Shalom dropping down super low, as they somewhat reveal that, no, don't do it, they're so unfair.
The problem here is that Yorick used his ultimate on Graves, so it's not even up.
Well, that's a little unfortunate, isn't it? Oh, the flash Q doesn't even snare because Koskyu just like busts him up. 4-0 surrender goes down at 20 minutes, and the victory will go to You Think I'm Playing.
You Think I'm Playing, again, another very strong performance from them. LoL 101 getting schooled at their own game, 14-5, but still, again, that Baron Panda start, 2-0, stealing out the red, giving off the blue to Morgana. Very powerful beginnings to set up a very nicely snowballed game, a 20-minute Baron going down just before the 4-0 surrender. Color me impressed, Sir Rapid. Color me impressed.
Man, I'm pretty impressed myself, and just a really great snowball meta there. I mean, I was talking about how their items were just used to kill, and I love that because what they did was they said, hey, we have this early advantage, and here's how we're going to take it. The jungler has the advantage, so the jungler gave the advantage to the mid. The mid said, okay, I have this advantage passed on to me. I'm going to get a Deathfire's Grasp so that I'm going to snowball this mid lane even harder. Well, what happened when Evelyn couldn't roam places to gank? The bottom lane that was failing for You Think I'm Playing got ganks that Evelyn wasn't able to participate effectively in, and so that helped even out the bottom lane that was losing and help it win. So you see things cascading in favor of You Think I'm Playing, and man, if they can do things like they did in the previous game, in this game, them going into the semifinals, I mean, they're just going to look ridiculous against whoever they are going up against, and I guess we should probably check out our brackets over at RockinEsports to see exactly who they will be going up against.